Everyone should have a natural first aid kit in their homes. Natural medicine or remedies are not intrusive, have no side effects, and can help tremendously if used at the first sign of distress. These 9 essentials that should not miss from your natural first aid kit have amazing healing abilities, and they work on multiple levels, and usually for more than one ailment. It's time that we should look back and see what our ancestors used to cure acute symptoms and disease. They did not have synthetic medicine nor vaccines, and still, the human race has survived over centuries with healing herbs, poultices, teas, and other natural medicine. Knowledge is power, so let the power be with you all. Now let's get to the 9 essentials that should never miss from your natural first aid kit. Activated charcoal. Activated charcoal, especially the one made from linden or fruit trees, is one of the best natural first aids for indigestion, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, food poisoning, intoxication, gas, bloating, and even hepatitis. But the absolute best use for activated charcoal is for indigestion and diarrhea, in which case you can have 1 teaspoon of activated charcoal in a cup of water 2 to 3 times a day. As an alternative to activated charcoal, you can also have the original Swedish bitter after Maria Treben's formula, which is an amazing natural first aid for indigestion when feeling nauseated after a heavy meal. 1 teaspoon of Swedish bitter in half a cup of water or herbal tea right away will stop the fermentation of food in the digestive tract and put an end to indigestion. For diarrhea, we also recommend herbal teas such as mint tea, lemon balm, or oak bark tea alongside activated charcoal, and if you have available around, clustered dock tea, Rumex conglomeratus, made from dried flowers and seeds, which is probably the best herbal tea for diarrhea there is, tested. Activated charcoal is also amazing for skin inflammations and wounds with pus when used externally in poultices, which is why we believe it should be in everyone's natural first aid kit. Medicinal clay is amazing for stomach pain because it acts as a natural gastric bandage, but is also amazing for bowel inflammation. To help boost its healing effects, soak 1 to 2 teaspoons of flax seeds in a cup of cold water for 3 to 4 hours, until they develop the gel texture, then chew down the seeds and drink the water too. This is an unbeatable natural combo for stomach pain caused by gastritis, ulcers or bowel inflammations. Medicinal clay can also be used externally on cuts to prevent inflammation and stop the pain on the spot. It really takes the pain away in no time. It is also great first aid in purulent tonsillitis when used in gargles, to help expectorate all the pus in the throat. Dissolve 1 teaspoon of clay in water or tea and drink it at the first sign of inflammation of the larynx or the throat. It really is amazing. Medicinal clay is also useful in rheumatic pain as a cataplasm. Calendula. It is the absolute best plant for urgent skin problems, namely eczemas, irritations, and even dry skin, as well as irritations of the mucous membranes. This is why calendula tea is also amazing for stomach pain and even liver problems. Calendula flowers tea is also one of the best natural first aids for yeast infection when used externally in sitz baths. But even more, calendula salve is a panacea for most skin issues from simple lesions and scratches, to burns. To make it even more effectively, combine the calendula salve with some sea buckthorn oil, aloe vera gel, comfrey root extract, and propolis extract, and you will make the best natural emergency combo for all skin problems. Calendula tea and salve are definitely must-haves in your natural first aid kit. Propolis tincture. Another essential that should not miss from your natural first aid kit is propolis tincture. This amazing natural medicine is especially good for large cuts and clean wounds. Propolis tincture is an amazing wound healing medicine for fresh wounds, cuts, and bruises that have not gotten an infection, including gum cuts. It disinfects the wound and helps the wound close as if you've had surgery. Ideally is to use a high concentration propolis tincture which is a bit thicker. It's very important to remember that propolis tincture works only on fresh wounds that are not infected or with pus, because it heals the wound too fast and may not allow for the pus or debris to get expelled in time. In this situation, clay poultices are ideal to use as a natural first aid. Propolis and propolis tincture is also a great immune booster, as are the other natural beehive products, royal jelly, raw honey, pollen. To boost immunity, mix 1 teaspoon of propolis tincture with 2 tablespoons of raw honey and have this whenever you experience a sore throat or feel like you're on the verge of catching a cold or the flu. You can add oregano or wild thyme essential oils too to boost even more the antimicrobial and antiviral properties of the propolis tincture. Hot pepper tincture. This is another essential item from the natural first aid kit, and the reason is that it works miracles on rheumatic pains, lower back pain, lumbago, a stiff or even stuck back. To make the most of it, pour a few drops of hot pepper tincture on a large poultice or gauze and apply it directly to the painful area. Wrap a cling foil around it and then a towel or a warm fabric over the foil. Then put a hot water bottle or an electrically heated pillow over and get to bed. Usually in 5 minutes you will feel the heat on the skin. Rheumatic, back or joint pains can be relieved after only one application with hot pepper tincture if you follow this procedure. Hot pepper tincture is also an amazing natural first aid for angina pain, but in this case, apply the compress on the left shoulder, or a couple of inches above the heart. Never apply a hot pepper tincture poultice directly on the heart area. Yes, this simple remedy works well for angina pain too and can even prevent heart complications. An alternative is St. John's wort tincture, and although it doesn't have the same immediate action as the hot pepper tincture, it takes effect in time, so you can use them alternately for rheumatic pains. Milk thistle. This herb is the greatest natural first aid for liver issues. It actually is the best remedy for most liver problems because it helps detoxify the liver from toxic waste and pathogens. Milk thistle helps restore the liver after alcohol or food poisonings, including toxic mushrooms, and you can use the seeds or the extract. It also has anti-cancer properties, but you can mainly use it as first aid for all sorts of poisonings because it is a great support for the liver. This is why milk thistle is a great addition during detox or body cleanses. But first, it is an amazing natural first aid for all liver problems. Cranberry. Cranberry tea is a must-have in your natural first aid kit because it's one of the best natural medicines for kidney problems, namely urinary tract infections, painful urination, kidney stones, bladder stones, and the entire urinary tract. It is an amazing natural disinfectant that works very well for prostate conditions too, but mostly for cystitis and urinary tract problems. Simply make a cranberry tea in which you add a few drops of juniper tincture, for cystitis, or make a cranberry and juniper berries combination tea for kidney and urinary problems. Hands down, cranberries should not miss from your natural first aid kit. Wormwood. This is a very powerful healing plant, great for disinfecting wounds for sitz baths in case of genital infections or inflammations, but mostly, it's one of the best antiparasitic herbs in the world, if not the best. Wormwood tincture or tea is great for intestinal parasites, such as Giardia and other intestinal worms, as well as malaria, due to the high content of artemisinin it contains. It is also an amazing first aid for liver problems, food or metal poisonings, low mood, and even stomach pain. Studies have shown that wormwood can be used as prophylaxis for COVID-19, which is another reason to always have wormwood in your natural first aid kit. Beware. Wormwood should not be used over long periods of time because it is very potent and can have negative effects. Essential oils. They are the strongest natural remedies for all health emergencies, hence they need to be included in your natural first aid kit. Their name essentially tells you how important they are. They have the highest concentration of active substances out of all the natural remedies, so they need to be used with care and in small quantities, a few drops. Excessive use of essential oil can even lead to intoxication, so use them only for emergencies and not over very long periods of time. The 6 essential oils that need to be in your emergency natural first aid kit are: oil of oregano is the best natural antibiotic out there, highly effective in severe infections, including persistent pathogens such as Staphylococcus as well as yeast infections, and oral infections. Thyme oil is one of the best natural antibiotics and antivirals and is one of the most amazing natural remedies for cold and flu, with rapid results, because it has the ability to disinfect the respiratory tract. Tea tree oil is one of the best natural medicines for skin fungus and health problems caused by mycosis. Rosemary oil is amazing for joint pain, but it is also a natural brain tonic when used internally. More so, rosemary essential oil is also one of the most effective natural ways to stop hair loss. Clove oil is probably the best natural first aid in toothache and gum aches. Simply massage the painful tooth and gums with this essential oil. Mint oil is one of the best natural first aids for headache. Massage the temples with 1 to 2 drops of essential mint oil, avoid the eye area. Other natural medicine worth keeping around. Echinacea. It is one of the best immune-boosting herbal extracts for all sorts of infections, including cancer, but especially for cold and flu. You can use echinacea tincture, 1 teaspoon 4 times a day diluted in tea, or capsules in case of infections, or prepare the body for the cold season. The most effective echinacea tincture is made from the root of this beautiful flowering plant. Licorice root. It is one of the top anti-inflammatory herbs with a systemic effect. It acts as natural cortisone but without the negative side effects. Licorice root tincture can be used for chronic inflammations in the body, including rheumatoid arthritis. Don't use it for more than 3 weeks at a time. Birthwort. This plant is one of the best natural remedies for cancer, alongside wormwood, but as a natural first aid, birthwort tea is amazing for severe wounds with ulcerations, even those caused by cancer tumors, as well as skin fungus. In this situation, wash the affected area multiple times a day with birthwort tea, or with a combination of birthwort and wormwood. Bay leaf. There is no better natural first aid for headaches than bay leaf tea. Mountain arnica tincture. This tincture is the best natural first aid for hematomas caused by injury, as well as internal hematomas of the brain or other organs, in which case it is taken internally. Add a few drops of arnica tincture on a poultice and apply it to the bruised area. Sea buckthorn oil. This is one of the best natural first aid for burns, especially when mixed with a little bit of honey and applied on the burn. Sea buckthorn oil is also amazing for the skin when used internally due to its rich content of beta-carotene and vitamin E. We really hope that this information will empower you in what regards alternative ways to take care of your health in case of emergency. If you've enjoyed our video, please share it on social media. For more articles, visit 9pedia.com. Thank you and have a great day.